Hello again. I got asked a question the other day about managing conflict in your relationships. And this person was talking about managing conflict husband to wife, but I think there's a couple important lessons for any relationship that you're in. If we haven't met before, my name's Alex Franks, and I've spent 29 years as a life coach, a therapist, and managing conflict is a question that comes up over and over and over again, especially when it comes to relationships, because relationships are full of differing opinions and differing thoughts, which honestly is the first way to help yourself manage conflicts in a relationship. To remember that everybody's coming from a different perspective, and that doesn't mean that you have to be right or that you're wrong or that they're right or that you're wrong. It's just different. Sometimes we get so busy winning and losing that we miss the relationship. As a matter of fact, I think that challenge of trying to win is maybe the reason there's more conflicts than there should be. If I try to win in a relationship, I'm probably hurting the us that makes the relationship. So don't try to win. Remember they're different than you are. It's a good relationship because of the differences, not because you're the same. Another issue when it comes to managing conflict is I have to be willing to give. My grandmother used to say this little statement, and when I was a teenager, it really frustrated me. I've kind of used it a lot the older I've gotten. She used to say, "Young man, would you rather be right or have a relationship?" What she was really saying was every now and then you might be right. You may know your way is right. You may know that you're going the right direction. You may know that the other person makes no sense. But let go anyway. Let go anyway. Give. Sometimes you go farther when you give a little first. When I was playing football, sometimes a coach would call a play. He'd call the play to show something, to show a formation, a movement, so that the other team saw that exact thing, so they thought they knew what was coming. He'd call that play, and he knew it might not work. He knew it might not be very successful. But the goal was a bigger play later in the game when it looked like that same thing again. Relationships are like that. Sometimes if I let go of something that's not very successful right now, maybe something amazing is going to happen for us together later. Another issue with conflicts and these hard things in relationships. Another thing with that is sometimes I base my decisions, my frustration, my hanging on, my whatever we want to call it. I'm in that crisis moment, I'm in that frustration, I'm in that upset with my partner or my friend or whatever over the past. I'm remembering what was instead of living in my moment. Not living in my moment gets me in more trouble than almost anything in all areas of my life. That's the way we always used to do it. You said that last month. That's the way. We had this fight a year ago. I can't believe we're doing it again. You always, every time. These are huge barriers in a relationship. Yes, the past can give us kind of a playbook, but just because this discussion was in the past, just because the fight was in the past, just because conflict was in the past, just because you handled a certain way in the past, doesn't mean that's where you are now. Stay in your moment and stay on the topic you're on. Too many disagreements are because we go down 17 roads instead of the one road we're on. Stay in the lane you started with. Not the lane you drove last night, not the lane from yesterday, and don't veer off course. I think if you try these things, it'll help you. Stay in your moment. Helps. Usually the person I'm in my relationship with is not my enemy. They tend to often be my people. They also tend to be the people I disagree with the most. If you've found this content helpful in any way, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And remember, we're here to serve others, care deeply, love our people. And if you've got a question, why not ask?